Hydrate a little bit.
Yeah, we're obviously excited to be here. Excited to get a chance to keep playing. Obviously it was a great ride to win our way into this thing. We're fully expecting to come here and play the best brand of baseball that this team's capable of. And we know it's a good opponent. We certainly embrace that, and we're excited to get a chance to keep this thing rolling. I know it's certainly a great opportunity.
And you talk about you pitched against this team a couple of years ago. I imagine you feel like you've developed some as a pitcher since then. How has your game changed, and does that experience help you at all?
I definitely think it helps a little bit, having the experience of being here and pitching here before. I've definitely grown a lot since my freshman year. But honestly, I think it's the same mentality. It's just another baseball game. Obviously, there's going to be a few more people here, but it's going to be another experience that I'm looking forward to having.
As for coaching maybe both players, is this kind of the ride you guys went on last week, does it feel like is there like a house money feeling with this, that you guys are on such of a roll that there's pressure's kind of off?
Yeah, I guess, it's, we're certainly excited to be here, no question. And I guess as far as how we're looking at this, what happened last week, it happened. We'll always remember it. It was a great deal. It was, well earned, and we were excited to go through it. It was a wild couple of days from everything that happened down there to the selection show and all that. Now what we're trying to do is we're trying to turn the page on it and make sure we're ready to go for this weekend. I do think hopefully there's a momentum component. Where we feel pretty good about how we're playing, feel pretty good about how we're, certainly we've been right to the end. We've been 3 outs away from ending our season. So I don't think there's anything. Certainly nothing left to be afraid of, so we're just excited to get out and play the best baseball we can, and we know that's what's going to be required.
Yes, kind of the same.
I was just going to say, Coach has been stressing all week that, we did earn this, but we can't just say that we're here because we're happy to be here. We're here to win games. We feel good about how we're playing, and I'd say the momentum comes from knowing we're playing well right now, not necessarily carrying over the fact that we won. So I guess it's that type of feeling coming in.
For Coach and Charlie, do you guys know much about their starter, Alec Bettinger? Do you have any familiarity, scouting report?
Yeah, we saw him pitch out of the bullpen 2 years ago against us through a couple innings. Obviously, I know he's started off in the bullpen for these guys, got a bunch of saves early in the year. Then when they moved Doyle around, he came into the rotation. So I know he's got, certainly got good stuff. They do a great job with all their pitchers. They all attack the strike zone really well. I'm sure Bettinger will do, exactly that tomorrow.
Which guy is it? I kind of wait till the pregame scouting report.
Alec Bettinger.
Couldn't tell you.
This time of year, is that kind of part of the deal, that you kind of are more worried about your approach to the plate?
That you're going to go up against good pitching at the regionals regardless. It's pretty much just the little stuff like velocity or whether or not he throws a curveball or a slider, lefty or righty, obviously. But it's all the same. You're going to have good bats, take away a certain pitch from the guy.
Charlie, you talked about how not just happy to be here and you earned this and all that, but how fun though was last week and you catch yourself still thinking about it, a week later.
Oh yeah, it was a surreal thing. You go from 1 second thinking your season's over, 20 minutes later realizing you're in a monsoon and it's a tie game. So it was wild. And kind of set in the next day, I guess. But while we did enjoy it, there was a sense of overcoming and riding that momentum, but at the same time realizing that we have more left to do.
Daniel, back here, these guys were just talking about Bettinger starting for UVA. You've had a couple of days to study UVA's lineup and kind of get a game plan together for what you're going to be facing tomorrow. What have you seen? What are you kind of thinking going in?
Honestly, I think it's more on my end of it and thinking about like what I need to focus on and just honestly doing what I've done all year, trying not to make too much out of the situation and just staying calm and confident in what I'm working on and what I've prepared for. This is a cool experience, and honestly, I'm just looking forward to getting out there tomorrow.
Did you know or expect that you would get the game 1 start, or were you waiting to see how Coach wanted to shake things out?
A little bit. I think it kind of depended a little bit on last weekend when Nick Brown had to go on short rest, and that kind of just left me in a position. But I mean, I don't know. I'm just pretty excited for it and excited to get going tomorrow.
And Coach, what was sort of behind the decision? You said it was going to be him or she, and I guess what was behind the decision here?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, our rotation, all three of those guys have been really good for the last, a little bit over a month. We could have gone in any direction. We felt like Brown needed a little bit more time because he did pitch Sunday on short rest. So that left us, with Powers and Sheehan, and Dan obviously has had a terrific year for us, and we know he's a really good competitor. He's going to throw a bunch of strikes and give us a chance to make plays behind him. He's a big part of the reason why we're here today. He's won us a bunch of games in conference, third team all conference guy for us. He's a good competitor. He's got the trust of his teammates and everybody in our dugout.